Hey guys, this is IntroducingEmy. I almost forgot my name there for a second. Back with another 100 Days of Making Comics. And I'm working on a redo there, but this is the page I'm working on. I finished the one of Rose and Hugh in front of the door yesterday, so I thought I would show the completed page like that. Okay. So here's the completed page, and here's the old one. The part of the door is up in my text file, so you're just gonna have to deal with that. But yeah, big improvement. Got rid of, or added Quadsky. Kind of got rid of some of the awkwardness, and you know, the door looks just so much better centered. The characters all had to get a little smaller, but I think the sacrifice is definitely worth it. I had this thing where like everything had to be like really big on the old pages because the pages I uploaded were only like 500 by 700 or something. So I felt like I had to show like a lot more and everything, but yeah. And actually, I was just, so I'm working on this page here. Let me hide some stuff and kind of do the same thing and show you here. So this is the old page, and it's just like 3 giant panels. And if I was to do this page now, especially now that my dialogue, like all my text is a little bit smaller. So like, I just kind of threw this in here when I was getting the page ready. I didn't even put the text where it really should be. But yeah, like if I was to do this scene now, I could probably whittle this down to at least 2 or 3 pages less than the whole scene takes. But now what I'm left doing is trying to make these pages and layouts more interesting. Like I hate these 3 panels, and I'm not really sure. I was looking at some of my other pages trying to figure out here. Like sometimes I do this where I'll add some black, or I'll cut them a little different, even though this is still 1, 2, 3 giant panels, you know. The fact that some of the pages have like more than 3 on these early scenes is kind of amazing. Like here did I add a panel? No, so like this one had 5. This now has 1, 2, 3, 6 panels. So yeah, you know, I don't know why I did that. Yeah, I don't know. But now like, see, like here's a 3 panel, just bump, bump, bump. I don't like that. I don't like stacking them like that, and I rarely do that anymore. So now what I'm trying to do is think of some way to break this up a little differently. But I don't have a whole lot of options. Yeah, I don't know. I was thinking of like somehow cropping this differently, or maybe I could I don't know. I have to think about it. I'll think about it. I'll just keep working on I was thinking maybe so I've got the top panel. This one actually, it's a panel within a panel. The one with the gracilis, and then Longus. And I was thinking maybe, so then I have a low panel here with, that's one thing I could do. I could bring this one in a little bit on the sides, and then I have Magnus's introduction here. He's making a fist. That's one thing I'm going to do, is I'm really going to push that fist in the foreground. It's, if you look at if you rewind your video and go back, you'll see that it's not like that. But then maybe I could put a little, so the middle panel has, I think what I'll do is I'll open it up so that it extends the whole way to the edges of the page, and then like Magnus is stepping out of a bush, kind of, and he's like in shadow or silhouette or something. I know you guys don't know who these characters are yet. First of all, his pose is going to change quite a bit because he's like not threatening at all looking. So maybe I'll have him step out, and I'll still have Gracilis in the scene, but I think I might make her smaller. She's like pouting. I think I'm going to make her smaller. Kind of in the background a little more. But I think I might, I'm trying to figure out a clever way to show where all these characters are standing in relationship to each other. So maybe what I'll do is I'll have Gracilis's skirt thing, Longus's high heel, and then show the bushes like rustling and like put like a little rustle sound, I don't know, something like that. So then that way you'll know that like if you put the camera above, Gracilis is there, Longus is there, and there's like a bush or something, and Magnus steps out next to Gracilis' left side and then stays on her left side for the scene. I had a real problem with breaking the 180 rule in the old pages, so I have to keep like flipping the characters around to make sure that they all stay where they need to stay. So yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. I actually really like that. So I'm gonna lower, oh no, not the whole thing. Just gonna lower this a touch. I'm gonna bring this down here. Okay, and then I'm gonna do a little rough laying out. It's kind of nice. I wasn't planning on doing this. I was just gonna sit there and work on Longus's hand, and then just, I don't know, talk over top of it, but this will work too. So yeah, these don't aren't even close to representing like how this is gonna be, how this will look in the final version, but just for now. Let's make this a different color. Let's make this what's a color that'll stick, like green. We'll make it green. And I'll actually use this little thumbnail as my guide. Well, that panel would need to be a lot smaller, but I kind of don't. Well, maybe I should make it smaller. Ugh, I'm having a quandary. Okay. Okay, so Gracilis needs to be right about there. That's a little smaller, I think, than I would like for Gracilis. Maybe more like that would be better. Let me get rid of this pink. But yeah, I'm glad that I kind of thought to do some reorganizing on panels here. I never know if this is like the right thought process. It's just the one that, because everybody's always like, well, how do you know like what to, like how to lay out your panels and stuff? And it's like, well, I don't. I mean, I just give it the old college try, you know. So, yeah, this is all gonna be like way different. In fact, I'm like totally sacrificing everything here. The other thing is, I don't think he's gonna be like nearly as in silhouette as I've got him here, or in the original. Okay. And then where's my... Wow, why did... Wait. Oh, I don't have my old... I don't know what I'm doing. Modify, contract, 10. There we go. That's like my default for making gutters. And for now, I'm just going to delete fluff. Just so I can kind of see what I'm doing here. This also makes sense that he's stepping in front of her because he's supposed to be like her bodyguard. Kind of at this point in the story, so... Okay, okay, that's a lot better, don't you think? I think it's a lot better. If... Now, I was gonna put black, like, right here, so it looks like he's stepping, like, over top of the panel, but I don't know, that could get a little claustrophobic. No! Contiguous. Contiguous. I never know how to pronounce that word. See, my issue here is these damn panels are just so centered. It really bugs me. Is that center? 4.5? Yeah. So my other thought was bring this in to match up here, so I guess I don't even need to... That way I can have him... I don't know. I'm trying to make this page feel more like used, like the space is used a little better. It's just so not there. Maybe I won't put those on for now. Yeah, I'll let it be. I'll think about it. I'll think about bringing those sides in. I don't know. Alright, now let's go back to what I was actually going to do with my remaining 15 minutes. I guess it kind of worked out alright. Let's, let us draw hand. By the way, I'm sorry if you can hear like a humming or buzzing in the background. We still haven't, I'll put the lines on later. We still haven't gotten our air conditioning fixed. It's the worst. And it's like the worst timing ever. If you've been following the weather in SoCal at all, you'll know that it's a million billion degrees out here. And we're in a drought, a really serious drought, and it's just... it's not good all around. As you can tell, I'm really worried by my yacht. No, I always get sleepy in the late afternoon. I wasn't sure if I was going to get a chance to record today. I was really gung-ho to get this other, like, one of my current comic pages done, but then I thought, like, well, it's a pretty simple page. It needs to go up tomorrow. Like, there's no reason for me to be rushing through it, you know. I do that a lot where I usually finish, like, put the finishing touches on the page the day it needs to, like, go up on Patreon, or, well, now they go up on Tapastic too. I also joined the Tapastic support program, so anybody who pays to get the pages early, they're usually seeing it the day I'm finishing it. That's really bad, huh? How not draw a hand. In fact, it's kind of nice that there's a little bit of a buffer that the sponsors and the patrons get it a little sooner, because I can kind of test the waters a little bit. It gives me some time to look at the page. And if there's like a big problem, like a panel's not reading correctly or a typo or something, it gives me a little time to, at least a few days, to go and kind of, you know, finesse it a little bit, finagle around with it. Oh. Where? Coffee. A little size comparison there. Yeah, I think one of the most common things I do is I usually add just a few more visual effects, or like sometimes I'll add a sound effect or two. Like there was a scene where my characters were coming down an elevator to go see another character, and there was this really nice long panel that I did of the elevator descending. I mean, it wasn't anything impressive. It was literally a box within a taller, longer box, but I liked the panel. I had never drawn something like that before, but I thought that is like the quietest elevator ever. And before I uploaded it to just the regular Trying Human site, I put like a humming, grinding sound effect for the elevator. Alright, that'll do. So now, we're probably gonna have to, oh, I wanted to real quick make this white, like that. That's a little trick I learned. That's okay. It cuts off all. Well, could I do like, what's more important? His arm or... Okay, go up. Dang it. I think that's a little better. That's the panel, by the way. The original that I'm... So dark. I mean, I know it's supposed to be nighttime, but... So dark. Complain. Okay. Well, now that I've done this... It kind of sucks. I reused this exact same panel almost later on where like the characters hear bushes rustling and they're like, what's that? And they, you know. But I just turned it, didn't I? I did. I'm such a stink. Okay. Also, this character Longus wears high heels, and I'll take any chance I get to show his shoes. Because I think they're really cool. And also, there's like a scene later where he's like jumping around and there's a close-up on his feet when he hits the ground, and everybody was like, oh my gosh, I never realized he wore this kind of shoes, even though I'm pretty sure I showed them before. Like in the comics. So now I'm like going back and trying to add more shots of his shoes just to make, like, to beat it into people that he wears heels. I used to get really like bitter when people would notice stuff in the comic, And now I realize, or well, not like right this second, but just over time I realize there's nobody to blame but myself, because I'm the one who has to show them, and if they can't figure out, I'm doing something wrong. So my character Gracilis here wears like a big poofy coat. So poofed. It has like fur trim on it. Put the bottom of her sleeve there. You know, what I could do is, rather than just showing, I mean, I'll have the leaves rustling, but I think what I'll do is I'll actually have him stepping out. Okay, what was I gonna, how was I gonna do this here? So let's, this will be like the edge. There's like a, they're kind of in a clearing, but there's like a field beyond them. So what I'll do is I'll kind of just do something like that. And then I am just going to create clipping mask, delete the excess, and I'm going to put a color on the characters so that I know where they all are, just like that. Okay. Multiply, clipping mask, blammo. So that's gonna be Magnus, and I'll put like a little sound effect there. It's not the greatest, but I'm hoping maybe with like a bunch of like leaf texture. I shouldn't have picked green. I should have picked that. Yeah, okay, there'll be orange leaves. So I'm hoping that if this whole area is filled like that, it'll stick out. And I mean, it's just one panel. The next panel, you literally know exactly what's going on here, that he's stepping out. Oh my gosh. I'm like defending the panel too hard. I'm scared now that it's not going to read. Please read. I'm gonna make this purple actually because it's closer to what the colors of the final scene are, and they're kind of a purpley blue. Well, that does it for my 30 minutes for today. I will probably keep working on this like off camera, but I at least wanted to show my 30 minutes. So, alright, I'll see you guys tomorrow or the day after. Bye!